Hello, ladies. It's Marie. Hi. Sorry if you joined earlier. I had to restart because something was going on with the sound and I was kind of delayed. So, today is the fourth day of our gifts for Christmas. And today we're giving you the gift of power. And what I mean by that is female power, standing in your power. What would it look like in your life if you stood in your power 100% of the time? More importantly, what does it look like when you give away your power, which women do all the time, especially crazy busy women? We give away our power by being perfectionists. We give away our power by pleasing and constantly wanting to be liked. We give away our power by overdoing, overcompensating, apologizing, all those wonderful things we do. Asking for permission when we're grown ass women and we don't need to. We give away our power all the time. So here's the thing: when we do, we are small, contracted. When we're standing in our power, we're owning ourselves. We take, we value ourselves. We love ourselves. And by ourselves, I mean our full self, our strengths, our weaknesses, everything, our little secrets that we have about ourselves that we hope nobody sees. And it is unwavering. Okay. So, and I'm not talking about we own our power perfectly because perfection doesn't exist. What I'm saying is we understand our self worth and we stand in a solid foundation of rock on who we are. And so we show up in that energy. We know who we are. We've claimed ourselves. We own ourselves. We own our strengths and weaknesses. And therefore, we're standing in our power and our voice is heard. We don't worry or retread conversations much because we did our best and we showed up in high energy. We understand that we're responsible for the energy we bring into a room, and then that's our job. We clean up our side of the street and leave others to clean up their own, not fix constantly, because that's a distraction. So, where are you on owning your own power? Where are you on owning yourself, strengths, weaknesses, and everything? We're not young anymore, no offense. We've learned things along the way, and there is incredible power in knowing who you are, claiming it, and owning it. And I don't mean like that person that's like, sorry, you know, that's just who I am. Sorry. No, we take responsibility for our actions and we are going to mess up sometimes. I'm not saying dismissive because I know who I am, so I'm not responsible for hurting you. No, I mean, you're not responsible for other people's feelings, but you're responsible for your actions. And when we're showing up in high energy and we know we're responsible for the energy we bring in the room, then we aren't dismissive of how other people are feeling. We're fully engaged with other people. And we're also intuitive because we're in our female power. And our female power has lots of wonderful, amazing things like compassion and collaboration and intuitiveness and caring and all of these things that make us women. And we can own our masculine energy too and do that in high power, like decision making, badass, like make it happen. But when we combine the two and we bring in the feminine, that's when we're in that higher level of energy. And, in my own life, I spent a whole lot of time in my masculine energy. And what I mean by that is, I was a career woman, still am, a single mom. And so I was making things happen and really just like more in the action oriented part of myself, the more hard pushers part of myself instead of the flow and ease, and really getting quiet and listening to myself and listening to others, which is much more of the female power. I was also not receiving any compliments or help. um, and that made me not have strong connections. Like I would push away connection in my life. I had really strong friendships, but that was different because I showed myself to them. But in my work life, in my casual life, and even my dating life back then, I I was much more in the pushing part instead of the flow of it all. And I got to tell you, there's some real lightness to owning yourself and trusting yourself and believing in yourself and loving yourself and understanding your voice and that it's needed. What does that look like for you in your life? Where are you not showing up as you because somehow you've convinced yourself there's a liability to do that, or there's some weakness that's getting in your way? Where is it that you're hiding or faking in your life? Why? Because here's the thing, your toolbox is made up of all parts of you. And that unique mix of your strengths and talents and weaknesses and even idiosyncrasies and quirkiness and all that stuff that makes you maybe awkward or uncomfortable with who you are, all of that is the toolbox that makes up you and gives you your power. And so if we hide some of that or push some of that down or set it aside because it can't come out and play because it's not your proud part, then we're not showing up as ourselves. And a couple things happen. One, we're out of alignment with ourselves and integrity, like we talked about in day 2. But the other is we're absolutely 100% getting in the way of making true and deep, meaningful relationships in our life. Because when we're hiding on some level, we aren't showing ourselves to others. We're not being vulnerable. And therefore, others may not feel comfortable being vulnerable with us. And we're on some level pushing intimacy and deeper relationships away, and they sense that. Or we're eroding our credibility on some way because people are smart. People are smart and they know when somebody's hiding something. And so there's, these people you're like, God, I like them. There's just something about them though. I don't know what it is. Versus that person that comes in the room and is like, wow, I want what she's got. I want what she's got, like that full confidence, like expressing her opinion, stopping talking, not over explaining, knowing that she's a valuable contributor, listening to others, doing it with lightness and humor and a smile on her face, not walking in burdened and angry or tight or in her head wondering, but light and present and powerful. That secret mix can only happen when we are owning all parts of ourselves. So standing in our power, owning our voice, there's so much about that women struggle with. What is female power? It's like very hard to define because one, no two women are alike, of course, but it's that, male power, like we've been living under male power forever. We know exactly what it looks like. But what does that secret sauce of female power look like when we bring our feminine and our masculine energies together and we let them live and we lead with our female? What does that look like? Well, a lot of people believe, and if you read anything these days, is that we're entering the era where female leadership, and I don't mean just women, but I mean the female parts of energy, collaboration, intuitiveness, really understanding, reading a room and its listening skills, all of that stuff is really coming into its own because of all the diversity and different voices in the world, globalization, everybody owning individualism, that women can bring multiple voices together in a better way. The female energy is about bringing multiple voices to the table. There is a lot of power in owning our feminine side. And in the years before, women that came before us that were the first women to do something, they rightfully at that time felt like they had to kind of fit in with men, right? And so they were not letting their softer side show up, and ball busters and all of that stuff, and really strong, powerful women who I admire, don't get me wrong. But so much of them was hiding. We're now in a place in our world and in our own career where we can show up as our full self in all of our power, and it is an awesome thing to see. And again, no two women are going to be alike, but you know it when you see it. And it's somebody who totally and fully is comfortable in their own skin. And they show up in that energy, and that energy is powerful. So I want to give you the gift of starting to think about your own power and where it shows up with ease. When you are in your power, what does it feel like? We all have places in our life where we stand in our power, and it feels awesome. And in fact, our brain shuts off, and we're in this trust of ourselves. Whatever comes out of our mouth, we know is great because we're in our power. So where in your life are you in your power? What does that look like? What does that feel like? What's the makeup that allows you to do that in that room? Is it a certain amount of people? Is it a subject matter? Is it just get curious about it. And then where is it not happening in your life, and what's getting in the way of it? And this is a really important thing to ask yourself, because specifically the women that come into this group are in their mid 30s and to upper 50s. And we're not proving ourselves anymore. Okay? We're in our power in the sense of our career. We know what we're good at. We know what our weaknesses are. And it's time to just own that fully and show up fully in that energy, because otherwise we're leaving some really important tools back that could be the missing link to what is getting in the way of you being fully confident or commanding yourself or being in your power or being your best self, reaching your highest potential, realizing your full potential, living in your ultimate power, which feels so easy when you get there. What's blocking you from that? Okay, it's time. It's time to ask those questions. It's time to get curious about that. It's time to stand in your power. We need it in this world. We need more female leaders. We need women to lead the way out of the mess that we're in. I firmly believe that. And so, why aren't you giving yourself permission to stand in your full self? Show your full self. Where are you hiding? Where are you faking? And why? It's really important points to ask yourself. And we can help you get to the bottom of that. Absolutely. I can help you do that. But I want to talk today, and we only have a couple more minutes because we're doing these gifts in 15-minute increments. So what I want to say to you is, whether you realize it or not, every engagement you're making is either owning or giving up your power. When we're in and interacting with somebody, we are either standing in our power or giving away our power, sadly. We may be holding space. That would be the only other quotient. So in work, in your interactions, are you standing in your power? Or are you giving away your power? And why? We talk a lot about this in our 10-week program for women to go from overwhelm, exhaustion, burnout, crazy busy to freedom, joy, and success, is really getting to the bottom of owning themselves, claiming themselves, both from a legacy, how they're going to show up in the world, to executive presence and female power. We do both because both are important. This is one of those things that is incredibly important in the workplace. So much of what I teach and so much of the journey to get you from crazy busy to freedom, joy, and success is going to, bear fruit in all aspects of your life, because it's about living your life fully at work and at play, in work and in life, living yourself fully, having a big ass life and a big ass career. You can have both. But in your career, if you are not owning your power, it will get in your way. It will certainly erode your joy and satisfaction in your work. Absolutely. Because when we're in our power, work is less exhausting because we're shutting this down and we're leading from here, leading from a knowing. So, and not exhausting yourself with self-doubt or wonder, or like, I can't really say that because somebody has a bigger title in the room, and all that crap that goes in our head that stops us from using our voices and our contribution and commanding a room. All of those things, It's about owning yourself, your full self. And it's time. So today I give you the gift of power, your own secret sauce of power. It's time to own it all. It's time to own your full self because you're amazing. And every part of you, strengths, weaknesses, quirks, idiosyncrasies, all of it makes up who you are and your contribution to this world. So, what are you setting aside? What have you convinced yourself is not appropriate, awkward, embarrassing, a liability? And what would it look like if you owned it and trust yourself to manage it and not get in the way? Because you can. I guarantee you can. I have faith in you. I want you to have faith in yourself. So if this is intriguing concept to you, or you just are like, I am so out of my depth here, I don't even know what she's talking about, or crap, I give away my power a lot, or oh my God, this is my block. I don't even know how to get there. How do I do that? How? If you're asking yourself any of those questions, please go to crazybusywomen.com, watch our free masterclass, or just book a call and we'll talk to you. Okay, we'll get on the phone, we'll figure out what's getting in your way, and we'll help you out. Okay? Now is the time. Okay? We're at the end of a very difficult year, and you don't need to make it more difficult by turning down your gifts, turning down your light, not owning yourself. At this stage in your life, it is time. And let me tell you, there's such freedom in it. So come on, let's do it. So go to crazybusywomen.com, give yourself the gift of power, ask these questions of yourself that I went through today so you can get to the other side of this, because truly owning yourself at this stage in your career, there's so much freedom and joy in that. And it's time, because there's wasted energy in the other way. And you've been doing that a really long time. Time to do the other thing. Okay. Have a great day. Thanks for listening. Go to crazybusywomen.com. We can help you. We can help you. We can help you. We want to help you. Let's go into 2021 stronger, owning ourselves, standing in our power. Wouldn't that be awesome? Okay. Bye.